Woodrow Wilson was the 28th President of the United States. He's best known for navigating the country through the First World War. He was born on December 28, 1856, in Stanton, Virginia, to a family with strong Christian and Confederate roots. One of his earliest memories was seeing General Robert E. Lee pass by on horseback. Despite early academic struggles, Wilson thrived at Princeton, where he would become university president in 1902. Following a prestigious career in academia, Wilson won the governorship of New Jersey in 1910. But Wilson soon set his sights on a higher prize, the White House. In 1912, he triumphed in shocking fashion after the conservative incumbent William Howard Taft split the Republican vote with Bull Moose candidate Theodore Roosevelt. Wilson became only the second Democratic president since the Civil War. Wilson's early foreign policy focused on maintaining American neutrality amid World War I, a position that secured his re-election in 1916. But increasing German aggression, which climaxed in 128 American deaths aboard the sunken Lusitania, pressured Wilson and the U.S. to enter the fray. In 1917, Wilson persuaded Congress to declare war. The reinvigorated Allies achieved victory just a year later. Wilson was a key diplomatic voice following the 1918 armistice. In his famous 14-point speech, issued on January 8, 1918, he proposed the League of Nations, a global alliance that preceded the United Nations. For his efforts, he received the 1920 Nobel Peace Prize. On the domestic front, Wilson enacted sweeping labor reform and pushed for the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote. His views on race, however, were not so progressive. He backed segregation and endorsed the controversial film The Birth of a Nation that lionized the Ku Klux Klan. Wilson was also noted for opposing prohibition. He correctly thought it would be unenforceable, but he was unable to prevent its official ratification in 1919. Late in his second term, Wilson suffered multiple debilitating strokes. With the president bedridden and partially paralyzed, his cabinet and his wife Edith secretly carried out most of his duties. Wilson's poor health continued after he left office in 1921. He died on February 3, 1924.
Will Rogers' dream since boyhood was to be a rope trick artist. Instead, he became America's greatest humorist since Mark Twain. At the dawn of the age of media, he was a superstar, on stage, on film, on radio, and in print. He made and starred in more than 50 silent films, pioneering new techniques. He produced, directed, and starred in the short film The Ropin' Fool, which captured his dazzling skills as a roper, writer, and slow-motion innovator, which proved beyond all doubt his lariat skills were no trick. But it was his unique brand of humor that won America's heart, beginning on that New York stage working for Flo Ziegfeld's Follies. Rogers quickly learned his rope tricks weren't the big draw, his jokes were. By 1928, Will Rogers was a national folk hero whose good-natured wisecracks and insights into people gave him unprecedented influence. The humor magazine Life ran a spoof presidential campaign for the anti-bunk party, getting a reluctant Rogers to write a series of articles as its candidate. In 1932, he was a favorite son presidential nominee, but he preferred to wield his famous influence outside the political arena. "I don't make jokes," he quipped. "I just watch the government and report the facts." The rope trick artist called the Cherokee Kid was proud of his Indian heritage, proud to be an American, and prouder still of being a loyal family man. As he put it, "I am just an old country boy in a big town trying to get along. I have been eating pretty regular, and the reason I have been is because I have stayed an old country boy."